Welcome, combatants, to another day in the arena. It's your boy James, aka NeuralNet Games, and today I'm bringing you a deck that hits as hard as mono white or harder. It's as fast as mono white. It has basically no mana problems, and it's not mono white, so you get to play something different. And it just does so many things good. It's more resilient than mono white as well, better against board wipes, and you can keep yourself in the game longer and go deeper because it has more card draw than white as well. So I'm going to explain everything to you. We'll go through all the cards. But first, I just want to say, if you can, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm putting out decks every day, and my mission is to build decks that win at Mythic, that are not necessarily always meta decks. So I go out there, I build a deck, I play test it, make sure it's good, and then I bring the video to you. So you can be assured that these decks, they work. I don't do a deck until it's right, until I start winning with it, until it beats decks that I think need to be beaten in the meta. Anyways, let's get to it. Let's get to the deck tech. First, we've got Star Pupils. Enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter. When Star Pupil dies, put its counters on target creature you control. For a 1-drop, in this deck, these guys are ridiculous. They are a star. You get 3-4 counters on them. They have to choose between a Star Pupil and a Luminarch Aspirant. If they kill the Star Pupil, you just pile all the counters onto the Aspirant. If they kill the Aspirant, you still have a Star Pupil. So they're very tough to get rid of once they get going. Next, we have the Swarm Shambler. Enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it, thank you, Arena. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it becomes the target of a spell an opponent controls, create a green insect creature token. And then we've got put a +1/+1 counter on Swarm Shambler. That bottom ability rarely comes into play, but this ability here where you're targeted, when everybody pretty much has +1/+1 counters for the most part. And so you're making all these other little insects. And then we've got Ranger class. And so you get a bunch of creatures killed, you get a bunch of creatures back, you attack with Ranger class, you start pumping them up. Opponent is in bad shape. And so that's somewhat board protection, right? And then we have a couple Intrepid Adversaries. Everybody knows those. Life linkers, they can pump all the other creatures up. Very good. Luminarch Aspirants are key. You get one of these out in a Ranger class and a Star Pupil in the first few turns, you pretty much win the game unless the opponent has an answer just about right away. Then we've got the Gnarlid Colony. If you kick it, it becomes a 4/4. And then every creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has trample. In the early game, these guys are not amazing, but if you get these mid-game, you can turn the game instantly with them. You have 5 mana, bang. All your creatures get trample, you scorch in, and game over. Ranger class, everybody knows that. Great. You get a creature out, you get to pump up your creatures as they attack. More counters. I did call this the Oozing Aspirant deck, even though it's basically a counter deck, just because Oozing Aspirant sounds so gross. It's just a gross name, and I enjoy that. That's just my sense of humor, I guess. I am basically a young teenage boy trapped in a man's body. That's why I'm playing board games and Magic for a living. Okay, anyways, Snakeskin Veil. This is just some protection. Maybe there needs to be one more of these in. They're pretty darn useful. Inscription of Abundance. You get to, kill some creatures, etc. We've got the Brutal Cathars. This is just, to exile, to keep their numbers down, stuff like that. It also gives us a creature so that if we can, reduce their board state, we can use them to get extra damage. Elite Spellbinder. Everybody knows these to mess up, your opponent's plans. The Selfless Glyphweaver, though. This is what really makes the deck survive against a decent amount of other decks. It doesn't work against a Meat Hook, but it works against the Doomscar. It works against Blood on the Snow. It works against Devastating Mastery. There's a couple others out there. It works on those, and your opponents will scoop when you play this. You'll have 4 guys out, all pumping each other up, counters everywhere. You play this, opponent knows they're dead, they scoop. These Oran-Rief Oozes, Oran-Rief Ooze are really good as well. So they come in, they're a 3/3 if you put a counter on them, or they can put it on somebody else like a Star Pupil or a Luminarch Aspirant, something along those lines. And then every time the Ooze attacks, you get to put a +1 counter, +1/+1 counter on each attacking creature. You get 3 or 4 creatures, it just adds up so fast. This deck starts steamrolling. And then we've got our big guy, Drizzt, and I'm a Dungeons and Dragons player from way back. Like, we're talking like first edition Gary Gygax stuff in the 80s. I had it, I played it, love it. Drizzt, double striker. When he enters the battlefield, you get a 4/1 green cat creature token with trample. And then if a creature dies, if it had power greater than Drizzt's power, put +1/+1 counters on Drizzt. Again, you're going to see this wins me a game. This wins me a game today. Great late game play. And then we've got the Turntimber Symbiosis. You can just put a creature card from among, you look at 7 cards, you put a creature card onto the battlefield. If it has mana value 3 or less, which all of them do except Drizzt, you get 3 additional +1/+1 counters on it. So out of nowhere, you pull out, you know, a 6/3, a 6/4 Intrepid Adversary, something along those lines. You make something really big, and it just helps us, you know, get a little extra land too. 1 Cave of the Frost Dragon man lands. We've got a total of 16, 18, 23 lands in here. You're not going to have land problems. Like, look at everything's 3 under basically, except for this. And then 1 Lair of the Hydra, just, you know, again, board wipes, stuff like that. The deck, it's a beast. It rampages out of control so fast. We'll talk about, you know, all the changes and stuff during the wrap up if there is any. But for now, like as is, this deck is a beast. It rampages. It crushed so many different decks. Anyways, that's it for the deck tech. Let's get to it. Okay, it's a pretty abysmal start, but we can play a decent amount here. We'll have to pay the 3 if we don't grab another land. Our opponent is taking forever. Come on, opponent. We're going to start with the Star Pupil here. We're on the play, so they're in big trouble. We can just get 1 more land. We're going to win this game. We have to pay our 3 life. I think we go Luminarch here. And they're in big trouble already if they're mono green, because I'm going to have stronger creatures in them. I've got some removal, and I've got an Elite Spellbinder to slow down their Chariot. That is going to be good. There's nothing in here that costs 2 of anything, so we actually want to go like this. Let's Elite Spellbinder them to slow them down, and they're never going to be able to recover. They got a lot of Blizzard Brawls, Primal Adversary. They've got a Werewolf Pack. They're going to have to kill somebody to get it. That's okay. We'll slow them down on a Primal Adversary. Yeah, they're in big trouble. They're going to have to use it, which is going to slow them down this turn. Yeah, this game's over already. If you draw anything but a perfect curve out against this deck, you're going to be in big trouble. Okay, so let's go. We got white and green. What do we got in our hand? We got a bunch of green, so let's grab a forest. Okay. We can go Swarm Shambler and Star Pupil, which is just going to absolutely rampage on them. Yeah, they're toast. Game over. And you want to kill any of the Star Pupils? Everything else gets stronger. Yeah, they have nothing. Yeah. No chance. Yep, that's fine. Planes, we have no turn 1 play. What do we got here? Oh, a green white. Same as us. Clarion Spirit. Well, guess what's better than that? A Luminarch Aspirant. And then we will go Luminarch again, I think. Really? Okay. No blocks. Yeah, they steal 2. That's exactly what I would do. And then we're going to put out this, and we're going to go Luminarch Crazy Town. We're going to keep the Snakeskin Veil back. We're going to spread it out a little bit. And we got the Snakeskin Veil in case they do anything annoying. Yeah, this is going to be a real hard road for them with 3 Luminarch Aspirants and protection. Protection from green, I guess. Who are they attacking? This guy. Nope. You shall not do that. And now you shall not attack either. Okay, let's go Luminarch Aspirant number 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 4. 1 attacker. They chump. Makes sense. And pretty soon we will be able to strike so hard. Ooh, maybe they have a Doomscar. I guess it's Selfless Glyphweaver next turn. And then that's going to be game over for them. They have 5 on board. We can go 2 6/6s. Yeah, they just put a Doomscar. They think they're all good. They don't know we're going to pull a Selfless Glyphweaver here. Two, 3, 5. They have 6 on board. We're going to let one die if they tag team the entire thing. Okay. Yeah, your Doomscar is not going to help you. Okay. They have 22. Let's Elite Spellbinder them and just make their life super difficult now. Didn't have lethal anyway, so might as well spread it out. That is going to be the game. Okay. The deck runs hard, and we gain no rank. Again. No rank again. Okay, we've got... Yeah, it's probably going to be okay. Getting a Luminarch Aspirant on turn 2 is almost always going to be good. Although this deck right here, I wonder if I might want to go Ranger class first. Red-white. Very often this is going to be some sort of burn deck or something like that. Yeah, it is. I'd almost guarantee it. So we're going to go Ranger first. Try and draw a little bit of aggro at least. And then if not, we can pop in a Luminarch here. Let's see if they kill it. Yep. Yeah. Let's see what they have before we do anything here. This kind of deck can burn itself out so fast, so let's see what they got, and if we can, you know, figure out what they've got, we can play around it pretty easy. Let's get rid of their Doom Scar. The rest is fine. It does kill our Luminarch, but we can just go Reef Ooze here. Yeah, they play a Paladin class, which doesn't hurt us. Yeah, see, like, they're out of gas already. They're out of gas completely already, and we'll just overwhelm them now with Reef Oozes and stuff like that. Okay, that's good. Now we play our Luminarch. They are 2 away from being able to Doomscar, so let's just keep an eye on that. What do we want to do? We want green now. And we go... They have 5 mana. I think we can safely throw in a Luminarch and a Reef and get them to 3. Get the Luminarch to 3. Right? Yeah. Okay, so Luminarch. Luminarch. Becomes a 4/4. And this person is in big trouble. Level 3, yeah. Gains double strike. So they can strike pretty quick. We're not going to block. They're going to give us, yeah, 4. Okay, we're at 10. We don't have enough mana for that. We can go Selfless Glyphweaver and Ranger class, which is pretty much going to end the game, I think. Okay. Okay, we're going to put a counter there. Bang. Hits like a truck. We gained rank. It's a miracle. Good. We're on the draw, which sucks, but we have a good hand still. Okay, we get our turn 1 play. Giddy up. They have a forest. They have a Den of the Bugbear. They have their own Ranger class. Okay. We can just play it a little bit slower here. Let's go Luminarch. And let's put a counter on it. No attacks. Go slightly wide here. We can Brutal Cathar next turn too. Let's see what... They may be playing some sort of like werewolf deck or something. They level it up and they're going to attack, crazily enough. Okay. So, do we Brutal Cathar here? Or do we... I think we Reef Ooze. We can take a little bit more damage, right? This gets a counter on itself. And now we just start steamrolling. I think we put our Luminarch out of range of like a Cinderclasm. Or there's another one that's 2 damage too. I can't remember what it's called. But it's pretty good. They get a Briar Bridge. If they attack, they're dead. No blocks. Because we're going to Brutal Cathar their Briar Bridge tracker. We're going to play a Star Pupil. Or are we going to save... Are we going to save a Snakeskin Veil? I don't think they have anything that gets us here. Yeah. Let's Brutal Cathar this fella. This lady. Okay. Then we're going to play a Star Pupil. And what do we want to do here? Let's go the Shambler. And this game's over. They're going to need a friggin' miracle. I guess if they have a burn down the house. Okay, they have a gold span. Still don't think it's going to be enough. They just want to get in that last hit, I guess. They have 2 mana left. Okay. They draw a card with lethal on board. And they just then strangely concede. Deck is just cranking it. No rank. Again. What is this? I don't want to keep this, even though I technically have the mana. Like, that's such a brutal starting hand. We can come back. The Reef Ooze is so good, but it depends on which deck we're against, whether the Brutal Cathar. Because if we can slow them down for 1 turn, keep a creature out, our Luminarch Aspirants become very deadly. We have more Oran-Rief Oozes. We're going to go 6 here. They have black. Mono black control. Okay, so we're gonna have to be decently careful. I may go a little bit slower here. Depending on what else they play, like maybe it's actually a zombie deck with eye twitches thrown in or something random like that. Snakeskin Veil goes. Okay, I guess I won't slow down then. Because there's no point in slowing down now. We get the Selfless Glyphweaver, which is pretty useful. Let's see. Oh, they're a blue-black deck. Okay. What's the plan? So what do we do first? I guess we get rid of the Brutal Cathar. And 1 Luminarch. And play the Selfless Glyphweaver and just keep 1 big Luminarch around. Okay. This is going to be green. Yeah, let's go Selfless Glyphweaver first here. Protect our Luminarch. Oops. Should probably click on next to combat. Pretty annoying type of deck. They've had just enough discard to make our life difficult. Hopefully the rest is discard. That's a problem with discard. Sometimes you just get stuck with it, and then it doesn't work well against flashback. And I tried to make a discard deck work. It doesn't really work. If you load up with enough of it to make it useful, then usually you're in trouble if somebody gets a threat out that you can't deal with. They need land, okay? If they can just try to not kill anything this turn, we can get a Reef Ooze out, and they're going to be in big time trouble. Opponent is in the tank, trying to figure out what they actually want to do to try and keep themselves alive. They can do a 1-point meat hook. They're nowhere near a Blood on the Snow, and they probably don't have any anyways. They have an acquisitions expert. Okay. You throw away my 1 card. But can you deal with what I have? Because I also get to attack with both. And now their discarding does nothing against us because we just top deck. And there's so many threats in this deck. Okay, they have a land and 2 other cards. They have a Hive of the Eye Tyrant. And we Brutal Cathar. And we're going to do it because we're going to press the advantage. And if they have all this discard stuff, there's no point. No point anyways, right? We have lethal on board in 2 turns. They do have a Hive of the Eye Tyrant. The question is going to be, if they kill the Brutal Cathar, do we stop it? I don't think so. They get a 1, 2, 3 point meat hook. Indestructible does not matter, but we're just going to do it anyways. Doesn't matter, but might as well, right? Why not? They get a Luminarch. We get a land. We're going to hold it because they're going that way. They'll waste a discard on us. Actually, no, we're not. Let's just make their discard useless, right? Why? What if I have some stuff in here that's more than 3? Not much. See if they have a kill card. Oh, nice. Wow, they get a perfect little hand. They get a just enough discard with a little bit of killing. That's okay though. Sometimes this is probably one of our worst matchups. And there's Drizzt, and we have nothing for it, but they still have to kill us, right? They still have to kill us. They do have a Hive of the Eye Tyrant. They're going to start attacking with that, but we still have some turns to get going. They can exile from our graveyard. Yeah. Hopefully they have a discard card in their hand. We have a nice, powerful double striker now. If they have a kill card, I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully they have some more discard stuff. Maybe 1 more land, maybe an acquisitions expert, useless things of that nature. They can hold back the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, but we are a double striker. If something else dies with more power, we get to juice it up here. Legendary 4/1 green cat. Whenever a creature dies, if it had power greater than Drizzt's power, put a counter on it. So let's see if we can just top deck enough to get through them. We have 10 on board right now. Oh, that's a that's a good card because we can respond. We're gonna attack. And we actually can save our cat, but should we? That's the question. If they kill it. Okay. So do we save the cat? I don't know if we save the cat. I don't think we save the cat. We can always respond to anything they do with this, right? I want to protect Drizzt, and Drizzt's going to go up. Yeah, exactly. And we'll just hexproof it. Opponent goes up in life, but he is now a 4/4, and he's going to be a 5/5. He has to spend almost all mana here to get it done. Kind of the problem with this card too is that you just spend all your time trying to interrupt somebody else, but lots of times you get to a point where they're top decking, all your discard stuff is a dead draw. And if they're playing flashback, like I said earlier, they can flashback spells against you. And we'll play the Swarm Shambler here. And if they target either of these, we also get another, how much do they have here before I talk? They can do a 4/4 meat hook. They can do a 4-point meat hook. But if they do target either of these, we also get another creature back. Can the deck survive its first true test of the day? Yeah, put a +1/+1 counter. We can't do that. They play an acquisitions expert. They don't have enough to activate the hive now. And that is going to kill them. Let's kick it. Do I kick it? Do I need to kick it? I don't need to kick it. What if they just have a Jawari or some kind of weird counter, right? It's called Trample Double Strike. I thought about taking this out too, but I don't know. Now I don't know. Done. The deck survives. All right. Yeah, we're going to win this game. We have a 90% chance of winning this game. I'm calling it right now. With this start, it's going to be hard to slow us down. Shambling Ghast is not going to be enough. See if they've got some kill spells in here. We won't be Brutal Catharing, I don't think. They get another Shambling Ghast. I think we're going to Reef Ooze. Yeah, they steal one there. Do we Glyphweaver first, though? I think we Glyphweaver first. We're going to go a little bit wide here. No attacks. Make them, if they do have a kill spell, I'd rather they kill the Selfless Glyphweaver. Yeah, it does 3, right? We can't draw any cards. Okay. No blocks. They're willing to trade, I guess. Okay, so we can go here. Do we play the Reef Ooze right away, though? They had a flunk. It's pretty close. Let's level up Ranger class and go next turn. And if they try and flunk, we can Inscription of Abundance our wolf and make it super tough as well. Yeah, I think it's just a little safer. The Reef Ooze is just really good. We want to be able to keep it alive if possible. Okay, and so we go, yeah, Reef Ooze like that. We put a counter here. We're not going to attack this turn. They can get their Delver. We can play our Brutal Cathar next if we need to. They've got to behold the multiverse. What are they foretelling? We can kick this now. Do I want to kill anything with it before? Nope, that's fine. They attack with the Insectal Aberration? No? Maybe? Yeah, I think... You know what? If we just do this right now, they're tapped out. We can have our guy fight, but we can't have it put counters. Nah, not worth it. Okay, should we Elite Spellbinder? If we do, that will slow them down a lot. If we take it with the Brutal Cathar... Yeah, we can just do this. They can go ahead and sack and kill one of ours. Put the counters on. And target creature you control fights. Counters. Fight. Yeah, I did. I don't know. Okay. Let's try this again. What am I doing here? Let's kick it. 2 counters. Okay. Yes, 2 counters. Oh, yeah. I'm being dumb. Yeah, they've got that spell, but that's okay. They can kill it by double sacking. But that's okay. If they have to spend all of their cards basically getting rid of this wolf, right? They sack the Shambling Gas to take the wolf. We play a Spellbinder and take whatever else they have. What do they have? Do they have an all runs? Are they playing black? Are they playing Dimir with all runs? Yep. Oh, that was their foretell. Duh. They foretell. And now we Elite Spellbinder them to see what they're doing and make a decision after that. Yeah, Elite Spellbinder. And we'll know exactly what our next play is. Okay, they have a Blood on the Snow. So they can destroy everything. So what we'll do is we'll obviously take the Blood on the Snow. Make it 8. They have 1 land and 1 treasure, so they can play it. And they'll have to play it afterwards. So let's just do nothing. I can't level up the Ranger class. Yeah, we'll save our Brutal Cathar now. And we'll take the advantage from them. And if they want to go ahead and steal, that's fine. They don't. They believe they're going to do well enough. But they're not. We're just going to level that up. And then we're going to attack. And we're going to have a mitt to crush them with. They do get the transform. Depending on how they play here, I can technically kill it. Then they would Blood on the Snow. They've got a flunk here. 3, 6. They only have 7 left. So let's actually Inscription of Abundance. Oh, it won't work. It won't actually work. But we can fight them and kill their Insectal Aberration. Yeah, it becomes a 4/4 and then it gets -4. Okay. We'll play another Ranger class here. We don't have anything else going. Let's level that up. Let's play around the Blood on the Snow. And if they play a creature, we can always Brutal Cathar and get some damage in. Okay. We don't get that. Let's go Swarm Shambler. Just for the heck of it. They get a land, and now we get a tough old creature that starts doing a ton of damage. We'll just keep playing around it. They get a Professor Onyx. Okay. They get to kill us with that.
Sorry, haven't heard that name before.
Yeah, I don't think we can do anything. No point in doing anything.
It was going to dive.
That's a good top deck for them. That's bad for us. We keep getting land and stuff. We have so many creatures. So they start drawing cards. Let's Reef Ooze and force them into it. Then they'll get it back. They'll get the Professor back, right? Yeah, I think we just have to keep picking away at them. Let's make them Blood on the Snow. Yeah. They do it, draw a card, then they're going to Blood on the Snow. Then they're going to get Professor Onyx back. Then they'll have 5 on Professor Onyx. Hopefully we can start actually top decking some creatures. Like, we could go off and like cast 3 in a row here, you know? Instead, it's just been a bunch of ridiculousness. What is it, a 3-point meat hook? Yeah, we're doing this. Oh, that's gonna cost you. And that is gonna cost you the game. Oh, wee! If you're not gonna cast anything else, why do you just do a 3-pointer? Oh, bad mistake. Deck just keeps rolling. Okay, we are on the draw, which sucks. We have a pretty good hand. It's pretty tough to have a bad hand in this deck. It's kind of like, it's basically like mono white that way. It's very tough. Very tough to have a bad hand. And we're gonna go double Star Pupils probably. Then we'll get the Ranger class going. So Star Pupil turn 1. And then, yeah, Star Pupil turn 2. The Star Pupils in this deck are, they're stars. Oh, that was so bad. I had to say it. Don't you understand? It was necessary. Let's see if they strike and go after one of these guys. They're just so good. You pump them up and then they have to target the Star Pupil. Like if you have these guys with an Aspirant, Luminarch Aspirant, if they target the Aspirant, you've just got this beast going usually. And if they target the Star Pupil, you just transfer all your counters over. Let's see if they make a decision turn 1 to try and go after it. Werewolf Pack Leader, no problemo. We don't really care about that. But I actually think, yeah, let's go green, of course. Okay, so let's Star Pupil like we said we were going to. They do have only 1 snow covered. We can Snakeskin Veil if we need to. I don't know if we should yet, though. This is going to be a tough choice next turn. What do we do? Do we go Ranger class? Do we Inscription of Abundance? We've got a Tovolar now. So if we attack, we double block, we +1 with a Snakeskin Veil, we get rid of the Werewolf Pack Leader. And then we have, yeah, I think we're just going to wait. We got another person who's all salty here. If you're one of those people that says, let's go within the first 3 seconds when you think there's when there's clearly a reasonably tough decision, you need to not do that. Like, you really need to not do that at all. That is so pathetic. We're not going to attack. We are going to Inscription of Abundance. It sucks that we had to, had to do that, but... Yeah, being on the draw here is really bad. Especially because they're getting so much. Okay, we can play a Selfless Glyphweaver here next. They're getting a pretty good mitt, but hopefully we can start becoming powerful enough to hold them off. We do have a Snakeskin Veil. It's going to be pretty tough because they've drawn so many cards. This is one of these decks. Sometimes it can really get rolling on you. It doesn't have a lot of resilience, though. So if I can get maybe another inscription, right? Something along those lines. They have a Jaspera. Okay, so we've got a Cave of the Frost Dragon. We can Inscription of Abundance. That. We can Selfless Glyphweaver. So let's actually fight. Yeah, I think we have to fight it. Okay, no attacks. We have to be careful of the pack leader still. They don't have enough for the bugbear yet. Pack leader can go to a 5/3 if they're untapped. So gotta remember that. That they can get an extra mana, although they wouldn't at this point, unless they have some sort of 5 casting cost they want to juice up. Gold span is not very good for us. Okay. We have a Selfless Glyphweaver. They play a ranger class. It's not looking very good, but we can play an Intrepid Adversary here and pump things up. We do not attack. If they have a kill spell or something, we just die, but we have to gamble so we can start getting some life gain here. And if I throw a Selfless Glyphweaver out, I can attack and keep things alive. And I have a Snakeskin Veil to protect as well. So if we can just keep the Intrepid Adversary going to, you know, manage the damage from the gold span, pretty good. They level up the ranger class, so they're going to make a 5/5 gold span. Okay. They have 4 mana now. They should have attacked with the pack leader. They could have made a 5/3 and put the pressure on me. Because now they could have pumped the pack leader. Oops. And if they kill the pupil, it goes to the Intrepid Adversary. They play a chariot. Yeah, pretty bad for me. Okay, extra mana, not really overly helpful. Okay, so what do we do here? Can we potentially live at all? What if I play this first and then decide, right? Okay, maybe we can save the Glyphweaver. They'll just kill me if I don't attack. They make a mistake. We survive, and we have our Selfless Glyphweaver as a blocker and protection, indestructible protection. I mean, it's still pretty much over, but you gotta fight as hard as you can, right? If they attack with everybody, can I kill the Star Pupil? If I can kill the Star Pupil, everything is different. Like, yeah. So if they attack with Asika's Chariot, it's only a 4/4, unfortunately. They have, what do they have on board? They Blizzard Brawl it. Okay. I think we're dead here anyways now. 5. They can do 5. We block the wolf. Yeah, we're dead. 5, 9. Yep, we're dead. We put up a good fight. Just a little bit awkward in the beginning with the couple wolves, and the card draw just got us. No big deal. All right, let's wrap this one up. The deck ran roughshod today over basically anybody it faced. And when it did lose, it put up a pretty solid fight overall. That last game wasn't super pretty for us, but they curved out pretty much perfectly. So maybe there's a change or two. Maybe we go one less Selfless Glyphweaver, but really you want to have a good chance at having them in there. I think maybe one more Snakeskin Veil goes somewhere. Maybe one less Swarm Shambler, something along those lines. Like, the deck is not far off. We could potentially have one less Ranger class. I think 3 would probably be enough. You really want Luminarchs. You really want Star Pupils, and you really want these Reef Oozes. Spellbinders are nice to slow down, but if you can just get a Reef Ooze, a Star Pupil, and a Luminarch Aspirant going, and then throw a Selfless Glyphweaver down, you're probably going to win the game. I mean, it just spirals so fast when you're adding counters constantly every turn, and you've got some protection up. And then maybe you've got a Snakeskin Veil in your hand for afterwards, and you stop a kill spell, and just it's game over when that happens. So yeah, maybe a few small tweaks. I only mulliganed, I believe, one time today. And so the land, I think, is really good. The Hydra, I don't know about the Hydra. I think it's fine. I don't think it really adds anything to the deck, but I also don't think it takes anything away. Make sure you comment if you've got any thoughts on something that synergizes properly with this deck. I would love to hear it. And I just want to say thanks so much for watching the video. Big thank you to my viewers and to my and to my subscribers. I'll see you on the flip side.